Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And as you guys know very well, I'm a big fan of external portable monitors because of how well they can offer that extra screen estate when you need it while you're on the go. So this one right here is no regular portable monitor, but rather it is a dual screen setup. As you can see right here, it looks simply amazing. This is the UPerfect Delta dual portable monitor. It consists of two 15.6-inch displays with each of them pushing 1080p resolution, and I can tell you it's a really great product that you guys should really check out. So here's my review of it after using for 2 weeks. Now, what makes the UPerfect Delta such a cool gadget is that with one single USB-C cable, you'll be able to extend your main monitor up to 2 extended displays here. I can guarantee you that these 2 displays are not mirror displays, but they are each separate respective displays here. Now, let me just drag a window to my right, which is my second monitor here, and drag up to the top. And this is how I do it. I can drag another window here to my second monitor, enlarge it, and open up another window on my main monitor. Can you see how useful this setup is when you want to do a lot of referencing, or you have a busy day, you just have a lot of things to look at your screen, but it just isn't enough on one single screen right here. Now, there's another good thing is that it actually saves a lot of space because not everyone has the luxury of space, so you just simply have one device and prop this one up, and you have a total of 2 extra monitors at your disposal. Now, before I go through the features and all that, let's talk a little bit about the hardware of the UPerfect Delta. So I'm just going to unplug this and show you guys this hardware here. Now, the first thing that you got to deal with the UPerfect Delta is that it is a really bulky and heavy device. This thing weighs 1.7 kilograms, which is really heavy if you want to transport it around in your bags. And look at the bulkiness here because it has 2 displays, so it has to be bulky to fit in 2 panels here, including the ports and everything, all right? Now, the entire build here is made out of plastic. It couldn't be aluminum, otherwise it's going to be way heavier than that. But to be honest, it is still a very, very solid build that we are seeing right here. On the left, we got a couple of ports. So we have 2 mini HDMI ports. So you will need a dongle to convert that into a proper HDMI port. And right at the bottom, you get a couple of USB-C ports. The first one on the top is for connecting a USB-C device such as a flash drive or whatsoever, or you can use it to charge your phone. And the second one is the display USB-C port. This is where you will need to connect to your laptop's USB-C port if you want to see things, because this is a display port. And right at the bottom, it is for power only. So just in case your laptop's USB-C port isn't supplying enough power to this monitor, you're powering 2 screens by the way, you need to plug in an extra USB-C power in order to supply enough power for that brightness. And turning over to the right side of the Delta, you get a couple of wheels and knobs. The first one is of course for the top monitor, and the other one is for the bottom monitor. Now note that the 2 buttons here are actually very different. The one on the top here is actually for rotating the top display. Now there's a reason why there's this dedicated rotate button, and that's because the top display can actually be used as a 10th monitor. Now you can flip it over to the other side and have your coworkers use this top monitor, so which is why you need to press this rotate button to have the top screen rotated in 10th mode. Getting access to the on-screen display menu is pretty straightforward. You get 2 similar wheels on the top and bottom, and since we are showing the bottom panel here, we are just going to give this bottom wheel a click here. Now, this is how the on-screen menu looks like. You can switch between different sources, turn on and off FreeSync, eye care, delay sleep. You get to adjust the brightness, contrast, and volume. So by the way, this external monitor actually comes with a built-in speaker, but there's no 3.5mm headphone jack to output audio, and I can tell you that the speaker on this monitor doesn't sound good, just like any other portable monitors out there. So this is where you can adjust the colors if you are more particular about how you want the colors to look like on your display and all that. So currently I have it set to 6500K temperature because it is the best in my opinion, but if you have more requirements, you can definitely configure that if you want to. Now we have some gaming settings right over here. So we have 3D sound, which I wouldn't turn it on because it sounds terrible. So you have game mode, which actually increases the response time of the screen, and I find that to be extremely useful when I'm gaming on it. You get increased sharpness, crosshair, and reset everything if you want to. And interestingly, they actually have the language settings set inside the gaming settings here, and you even get auto HDR, or you want to have HDR turned on all the time if you prefer to. And that's pretty much on how the menu of the bottom screen looks like. Now, aside from being able to extend one monitor into two separate monitors here, one thing that's fun about the UPerfect Delta is that you're able to connect a second device. And in my case, I've connected my PS5 to the bottom panel here. Now, there's one thing I want to note when using two devices on the UPerfect Delta, which is audio source. Now, the audio source will only come from the bottom screen but not the top screen here, which is actually kind of weird because since the top panel will also be receiving an HDMI signal, you should be able to select the audio source from either the top or bottom input. But unfortunately, as you can see in the on-screen display menu earlier on, there is no such thing as an audio switcher here, which is kind of weird, but I'm sure UPerfect has a perfect explanation for that. And my assumption is that because the top panel is receiving the signal from the bottom panel here, which is why it doesn't have an audio signal going up there, alright? So that's just my assumption, but UPerfect probably has their own explanation there. So let's do some gaming right here and show you how it looks like. Right, so we are playing Spider-Man 2 on my PS5 using the UPerfect Delta monitor. As you can see, the image quality looks really good for a full HD panel. UPerfect says that it covers 100% of the sRGB color space, even though I do not have a color meter to check that, but I would say that colors look really good in my opinion. And there's no input lag that I can detect on the screen here. So yeah, this is actually a pretty good gaming monitor if you want to treat it as one as opposed to your productivity monitor. And on the top panel you can have your computer screen going on, or if you're a game streamer you can definitely use this monitor as your supplementary monitor to monitor comments and all that while you stream your games on a console. There you go. This is how good it is. The speaker is not the best, like I mentioned. As you can hear, that's how tiny the speaker sounds like. It is already on 100% volume. So yeah, that's a pretty quick gameplay of Spider-Man 2 on the UPerfect Delta with my PS5. So there you have it. This is the UPerfect Delta dual screen portable monitor. It retails for $500 US, which translates to around 2,400 ringgit. Now, in my opinion, this might be a really pricey gadget, but the convenience that it serves is really worth the money that you pay for. Imagine that you can have two screens on the go that fits in your bag, even though it's heavy, but I can tell you that if you require two extra screens on the go and you're not always on your desk, this is a good investment. And let's not forget that you can connect a second device like a Nintendo Switch or a second computer onto the separate screen, or you need a separate display for your co-workers as well. And for that price, it's really nothing at all. Right, so that's all for my thoughts on the UPerfect Delta monitor. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and be sure to subscribe to our channel if you want to see more tech videos from us, and I'll see you in the next one.